The Starseed Crucible, Chapter 1, Crucible's Call. The metallic tang of ozone filled Maya Nguyen's nostrils, a sharp contrast to the sterile, recycled air she had grown accustomed to on the isolated research station. Her hands trembled slightly as she tightened a connection on the exposed wiring of the Starseed reactor. Each flicker of the emergency lights cast elongated shadows across her face, accentuating the lines of exhaustion etched into her pale skin. Come on, she muttered, her voice barely a whisper above the rhythmic beeping of the failing system. It was a desperate race against time, a battle she was losing. The viewport offered a stark reminder of the urgency. The Scourge, a monstrous entity that devoured star energy, was closing in. Its approach painted the cosmos in an eerie twilight, the stars seeming to dim and shiver as the darkness encroached. Maya had witnessed the Scourge's devastation firsthand, her homeworld reduced to a lifeless husk. The memory still clawed at her, a phantom pain that refused to fade. She could feel the artificial gravity weakening, the subtle shift in her weight as the station's systems buckled under the strain. A bead of sweat traced a path down her temple, mirroring the trickle of coolant leaking from a ruptured pipe above her head. A blinding flash of light pierced the gloom, momentarily washing away the encroaching darkness. Maya blinked, her eyes adjusting to the sudden brightness. A sleek, metallic vessel hung in the void, its hull emblazoned with the emblem of the Crucible, a stylized phoenix rising from a dying star. Hope, a fragile ember buried beneath layers of grief and despair, flickered to life within Maya's chest. She staggered towards the airlock, her legs heavy and uncooperative. With a hiss of escaping air, the door slid open, revealing a squad of figures clad in advanced armor. Their visors glowed with a cool blue light, obscuring their faces but not the intensity of their gazes. A woman emerged from the group, her silver hair pulled back in a tight bun, her movements precise and measured. "Dr. Nguyen, I presume?" Her voice, a smooth contralto, held a hint of warmth beneath its steely edge. "I am General Catherine Stone. We received your distress signal. You are safe now." Maya nodded, her throat tight with emotion. "Thank you," she croaked, her voice raspy from disuse. General Stone gestured towards the ship's interior. "Come, Dr. Nguyen, we have much to discuss." As Maya followed her onto the ship, she couldn't help but marvel at the advanced technology that surrounded her. Holographic displays flickered with data, and the air hummed with the barely audible whine of sophisticated machinery. The Crucible, it seemed, was a haven of innovation in a galaxy consumed by chaos. After a brief journey through a labyrinthine network of corridors, Maya found herself standing on a spacious observation deck. The view beyond the panoramic windows took her breath away. A massive asteroid, its rugged surface dotted with gleaming structures, dominated the scene. This was the Crucible's hidden base, a testament to human ingenuity and a symbol of defiance against the encroaching darkness. "Welcome to your new home, Dr. Nguyen," General Stone said, her voice echoing the pride and determination that radiated from her every pore. "Here we strive to harness the power of Starseed energy, not only to protect humanity, but to rebuild our shattered civilization. And we believe you have a crucial role to play in that mission." Maya gazed out at the endless expanse of stars, a single tear escaping the corner of her eye. It was a tear of grief for the world she had lost, but also a tear of hope for the future she could help build. She took a deep breath, steeling herself for the challenges ahead. This was her crucible, and she was ready to face it. Chapter 2. Whispers of Discord. Maya found unexpected solace in the Crucible's demanding regimen. Each day began before dawn with grueling physical training that pushed her body to its limits. Hours were spent sparring in zero-gravity chambers, mastering the intricacies of hand-to-hand combat and weapons handling. The afternoons were dedicated to honing their Starseed abilities, with Maya often leading the pack in the complex manipulation of the volatile energy. Despite the rigors, she found camaraderie in her fellow recruits. Marcus, gruff and cynical, had a surprising dry wit that often caught her off guard. Noah, ever the prankster, could lighten the mood with a well-timed joke or a mischievous grin. And Anya, despite her unsettling visions, possessed a quiet wisdom that drew Maya to her. One evening, as they gathered in the communal mess hall, Anya's gaze suddenly turned inward, her eyes clouding over. A shiver ran down Maya's spine. She had seen this before, the prelude to one of Anya's visions. "What is it?" Maya asked, her voice barely a whisper. Anya blinked, her eyes refocusing. "Darkness," she said, her voice heavy with dread. "I saw betrayal, a rift within the crucible. We are not all who we seem." Maya exchanged a worried glance with Marcus and Noah. Anya's visions were rarely wrong. "What do you think it means?" Noah asked, his usual playful demeanor replaced by a furrowed brow. "I don't know," Anya admitted, her voice barely audible, "but it felt ominous." The conversation drifted to other topics, but Maya couldn't shake the feeling that Anya's vision was a warning. She had already noticed subtle inconsistencies in Commander Cross's behavior, his constant emphasis on weaponizing Starseed energy, his subtle manipulations of General Stone. Driven by a growing unease, Maya began to pay closer attention to Cross. She observed his interactions with the recruits, the way he subtly undermined their trust in General Stone, the way he pushed them towards aggression and ruthlessness in their training exercises. One day, while searching through the Crucible's archives, Maya stumbled upon a classified file detailing Cross's past. He had been involved in a failed experiment that resulted in the catastrophic loss of a star system. The official report blamed a technical malfunction, but Maya noticed discrepancies, inconsistencies that hinted at a darker truth. Her suspicions grew stronger with each passing day. She confided in Marcus and Noah, who were initially skeptical, but eventually came to share her concerns. Together, they decided to investigate further, digging deeper into the Crucible's secrets and uncovering the truth behind Cross's sinister agenda. As the days turned into weeks, the tension within the Crucible grew palpable. The recruits were divided, their trust in their leaders shattered. Some remained blindly loyal to the chain of command, while others whispered of mutiny, of a rebellion brewing in the shadows. The seeds of discord had been sown, and the Crucible was on the brink of a fracture that could tear it apart from within. Chapter 3. The Crucible's Fracture. The shuttle shuddered as it descended through the turbulent atmosphere of the dying star. Maya gripped the armrests of her seat, her knuckles white. Through the reinforced viewport, she could see the star's surface roiling like a cauldron of molten gold, tendrils of plasma lashing out into the void. It was a breathtaking sight, but also a terrifying reminder of the immense power they were about to harness. Beside her, Anya sat pale and silent, her eyes closed as if seeking refuge from the chaotic energies swirling around them. Marcus, his face set in a grim mask, meticulously checked his equipment, his movements honed by years of combat experience. Noah, ever the restless one, fidgeted with the controls of his Starseed harness, eager to put his training to the test. "Remember your protocols?" Commander Cross's voice crackled over the comm system, his tone a chilling blend of authority and indifference. "This is a critical mission. Failure is not an option." Maya exchanged a knowing glance with Marcus. They had both sensed the undercurrent of ruthlessness in Cross's demeanor, the subtle disregard for the risks they were taking. But they were soldiers, bound by duty and honor to follow orders. The shuttle touched down on a rocky plateau, the ground trembling beneath their feet. As they emerged from the airlock, the oppressive heat of the dying star washed over them like a furnace blast. Their suits hissed and hummed as they compensated for the extreme environment, their visors displaying vital information about the surrounding conditions. Following Cross's lead, they made their way towards a massive crystalline formation that jutted out of the ground like a jagged tooth. It was a starseed conduit, a natural formation that channeled the star's energy, making it easier to extract and harness. As they approached the conduit, Anya's eyes snapped open, her face contorted in a mask of terror. "No!" she gasped, her voice barely audible. "He's going to sacrifice us. I see it. A trap." Before anyone could react, a blinding explosion ripped through the conduit, engulfing them in a wave of searing heat and blinding light. Maya was thrown to the ground, her suit's alarms blaring in her ears. Through the haze of pain and confusion, she saw Marcus struggling to his feet, his armor scorched and smoking. Noah was nowhere to be seen. As the dust settled, Maya's worst fears were confirmed. The conduit had been rigged with explosives, and Cross had deliberately led them into the trap. He stood atop a nearby ridge, his figure silhouetted against the dying star, a twisted smile playing on his lips. "You were expendable," he said, his voice dripping with disdain. "The artifact is mine now, and with it, the power to reshape the galaxy." Rage boiled within Maya, a primal fury that eclipsed her fear. She had trusted Cross, believed in the Crucible's mission, but now she saw him for what he truly was, a power-hungry tyrant willing to sacrifice his own people for his twisted ambitions. With a defiant cry, Maya unleashed a torrent of Starseed energy, the raw power coursing through her veins like a raging inferno. The ground trembled, and the very air around them crackled with electricity. Marcus and Anya, their eyes blazing with newfound resolve, joined in the assault, their combined powers converging on Cross. The ensuing battle was a whirlwind of energy and fury, a clash of wills that echoed across the dying star's surface. In the end, it was Maya's ingenuity and her deep understanding of Starseed energy that turned the tide. She managed to overload the artifact Cross had stolen, triggering a chain reaction that engulfed him in a blinding explosion. As the smoke cleared, Maya, Marcus, and Anya stood panting, their bodies battered but their spirits unbroken. They had defied the Crucible, escaped certain death, and exposed the dark truth at its heart. Now fugitives in a hostile galaxy, they had only each other to rely on. But as they gazed at the dying star, a flicker of hope ignited in their hearts. They were the Starseed Guardians, and their fight for humanity's future had just begun. Chapter 4. The Path of the Guardian. The ship shuddered as it entered the atmosphere of Haven, a hidden planet nestled deep within an uncharted nebula. Maya peered out the viewport, her eyes wide with wonder. Lush forests stretched as far as the eye could see, vibrant with life. Crystal-clear rivers snaked through valleys, reflecting the golden light of a binary star system. "It's beautiful," Anya whispered, her voice barely audible. "It's our sanctuary," Marcus said, his gruff exterior softened by a hint of relief. The ship touched down on a grassy clearing, its engines winding down to a gentle hum. As they emerged, Maya felt a wave of warmth wash over her, a soothing energy that seemed to emanate from the very earth beneath her feet. A group of figures, clad in simple robes woven from natural fibers, emerged from the forest. Their faces were serene, their eyes filled with a gentle wisdom that Maya had never encountered before. "Welcome, travelers," an elderly woman with flowing white hair said, her voice like a soothing balm. "We have been expecting you." The elders, as they called themselves, were the descendants of those who had escaped the cataclysm and discovered Haven centuries ago. They had mastered the art of harnessing starseed energy for healing and restoration, their society living in harmony with the planet's natural rhythms. Maya and her team were taken to a village nestled amidst the trees, where they were welcomed with open arms. They were given simple, yet comfortable dwellings, provided with nourishing food, and most importantly, offered a safe haven from the Crucible's grasp. Under the elders' guidance, Maya began to explore the depths of her starseed abilities. She spent countless hours meditating beneath the twin suns, absorbing the planet's gentle energy, and learning to commune with the very essence of the stars. One evening, as she sat by the tranquil lake, she felt a surge of energy unlike anything she had experienced before. It was as if the starseed energy within her was resonating with the very core of Haven's sun. In a flash of blinding insight, she realized the true potential of her powers. "I can heal stars," she whispered, her voice filled with awe and wonder. The elder smiled knowingly. "Yes, Maya," the elderly woman said. "You are a starseed guardian, a beacon of hope in a galaxy consumed by darkness. Your destiny is to protect the stars, to restore the balance that the scourge has disrupted." Maya's heart swelled with a newfound purpose. She had finally found her place in the universe, a mission that transcended personal loss and revenge. She was a healer, a protector of life, a beacon of hope in a dying galaxy. But her newfound purpose was soon put to the test. News arrived that a Crucible strike team, led by Commander Cross himself, was on its way to Haven. They were determined to capture the fugitives and silence the truth about their conspiracy. The elders remained calm, their faith in the Starseed Guardians unwavering. They had prepared for this day, fortifying their defenses and rallying the planet's inhabitants to stand alongside their newfound allies. As the Crucible's ships descended upon Haven, Maya and her team stood ready. They had honed their skills, embraced their powers, and forged an unbreakable bond. They were the Starseed Guardians, and they would defend their sanctuary, their hope, and their future to the last breath. Chapter 5. The Crucible's Reckoning. Haven hummed with a newfound energy. The air thrummed with the whispers of Starseed communication, as survivors and refugees from across the galaxy flocked to the sanctuary. Under Maya's guidance, they honed their abilities, transforming Haven into a beacon of hope and defiance. "We can't hide forever," Marcus said one evening, his voice gruff but filled with determination. "We need to take the fight back to the Crucible." Maya nodded, a steely resolve in her eyes. "We'll need allies," she said, her fingers tracing the intricate patterns of a star map projected onto the table before them. "Disillusioned Crucible members, other survivors, anyone who opposes Cross's tyranny." Word of their rebellion spread like wildfire across the galaxy, carried on the whispers of Starseed energy. Soon, a steady stream of defectors arrived at Haven, their faces etched with anger and a thirst for justice. Among them was Lieutenant Ava Chen, a former Crucible pilot with a sharp wit and a knack for improvisation. "I've seen what Cross is capable of," she said, her voice laced with disgust. "I won't let him twist the Crucible's mission into a quest for power." Another ally was Dr. Ethan Shaw, a brilliant engineer who had helped design the Crucible's Starseed reactors. "I never intended for my work to be used for destruction," he confessed, his eyes filled with remorse. "I want to help you redeem the Crucible's true purpose." With their newfound allies, the Starseed Guardians transformed into a formidable force. They trained together, their diverse skills and abilities complementing each other. Anya's visions guided their strategies, revealing vulnerabilities in the Crucible's defenses and predicting Cross's movements. The day of the final assault arrived. The Starseed Guardians, their ships gleaming in the light of Haven's twin suns, launched a daring, multi-pronged attack on the Crucible's main base. Maya led the charge, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. As they breached the base's defenses, a chaotic battle erupted. Stun blasts illuminated the corridors, the acrid smell of ozone filling the air. Maya fought her way towards the command center, her starseed energy crackling around her like a protective aura. She could feel Cross's presence nearby, a dark, twisted energy that sent shivers down her spine. Finally, they met in a vast, dimly lit chamber, the heart of the Crucible's Starseed reactor pulsating with raw power. Cross stood before her, his face contorted with rage, his eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity. "You dare defy me, girl?" he sneered, his voice dripping with venom. "You are nothing but a pawn, a tool to be used and discarded." Maya's heart hammered in her chest, but her resolve remained unwavering. "You're wrong, Cross," she said, her voice steady and strong. "We are the Starseed Guardians, protectors of the galaxy, and we will not let you destroy what little hope remains." The battle that followed was a maelstrom of energy, a clash of wills between two beings wielding the immense power of the stars. Maya's healing energy collided with Cross's corrupted power, their beams intertwining in a dazzling display of light and shadow. The strain on Maya was immense, but she refused to give up. She could feel the Starseed network pulsing in harmony with her own heartbeat, its energy flowing through her like a river of light. With a final surge of power, she unleashed a wave of pure, uncorrupted Starseed energy that engulfed Cross, shattering his defenses and purging the darkness that had consumed him. Chapter 6. A New Dawn. Maya awoke to a gentle warmth, a stark contrast to the harsh, sterile environment of the Crucible's medbay. Sunlight filtered through a window, casting dancing patterns on the worn wooden floor. A soft breeze carried the scent of blooming flowers and the distant murmur of running water. Sitting up, she realized she was in a simple dwelling, its walls adorned with intricate tapestries depicting scenes of stars and planets. A woman with kind eyes and a warm smile offered her a cup of steaming herbal tea. "Welcome back, Maya," the woman said, her voice filled with gentle concern. "You've been asleep for quite some time." Maya blinked, memories of the battle with Cross and the overwhelming surge of Starseed energy flooding back to her. "What happened?" she asked, her voice raspy. "You saved us," the woman replied. "You healed the Starseed network, drove back the Scourge, and exposed Cross's treachery. But it took a toll on you." Maya nodded, feeling a deep ache in her bones, a weariness that seeped into her very soul. "Where are the others?" she asked, her voice laced with concern for her team. "They're safe," the woman assured her, "recovering just like you." As Maya regained her strength, she learned of the changes that had swept across the galaxy. News of the Crucible's downfall and the Starseed Guardian's victory had spread like wildfire, igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of countless beings. The Crucible, once a symbol of fear and control, had been transformed into a beacon of unity and progress. Under the guidance of General Stone and the remaining loyal members, it now served as a center for research, collaboration, and education, dedicated to exploring the peaceful applications of Starseed energy. Humanity, once on the brink of extinction, had found a renewed sense of purpose. They were no longer just survivors. They were builders, explorers, and healers. Maya's selfless act had ignited a fire within them, a belief that they could not only endure but thrive in the vast expanse of the cosmos. Word of Maya's unique ability to heal stars spread far and wide, attracting envoys from distant civilizations eager to learn from her wisdom. She became a symbol of hope and inspiration, her name whispered in reverence across the galaxy. Though physically weakened by her sacrifice, Maya's spirit remained unbroken. She dedicated herself to teaching others how to harness the healing power of Starseed energy, sharing her knowledge and experience to ensure that the mistakes of the past were never repeated. One evening, as she stood on a hilltop overlooking the verdant landscape of Haven, Maya felt a familiar warmth within her. She looked up at the night sky, a sea of stars twinkling like diamonds against the velvet darkness. Among them, she could sense the gentle pulse of a revitalized Starseed network, a testament to her sacrifice in the enduring power of the human spirit. A sense of peace washed over her as she realized that her journey was far from over. She had found her purpose, her family, and her place in the universe. The galaxy was still healing, but it was healing, and she had played a part in that. With a renewed sense of determination, Maya turned towards the horizon, her eyes fixed on the boundless possibilities that lay ahead. She was a Starseed guardian, a beacon of hope, and her legacy would live on in the hearts and minds of those she inspired to reach for the stars.